to start when another dog comes? Okay, I'll start. Gang Hai Fa Choi. Happy New Year of the Rabbit. Happy Chinese New Year of the Rabbit. Thank you for joining me. This is my my predictions for the upcoming Chinese Year of the Rabbit, 2023, and I want to do some predictions for you for what you're going to experience over the next 12 months, maybe a bit more. I don't know when the new Chinese Year begins after this. It will be Dragon Year. Wow, Dragon Year next. Oh, hold on a second. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Go, Papa, go, go, go. Good girl. Bit of an interruption there. Alright, Papa, sit down. So yes, I'm going to pull some cards. I've got my selection of cards here ready, and we are going to do some readings for you. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the Rabbit Year. It's going to be an interesting time with what we've been experiencing recently. The Tiger Year, wow. I mean, a lot of people struggled in this Tiger Year, and not necessarily because of the repercussions of the pandemic either. Hey, Baba, don't do that. Not necessarily because of the repercussions of the pandemic either, but because there's just the energy of this Tiger Year was such that it was quite oppressive, and a lot of signs felt like they couldn't be themselves, and they couldn't stand in their power in quite the way that they used to. You need to stop doing that, sweetie. Stop doing that. So the Rabbit Year is going to change that. It is going to allow people to not feel so oppressed and suppressed. So there is a certain level of freedom that wasn't there in the Tiger Year. The other thing that's going to be quite noticeable for most signs is the fact that it's a far more creative year. Not that tigers aren't creative, they're very creative. But the influence that the Rabbit Year has on people is that it makes them more creative, and there's something about the rabbit sign that is kind of the political artist. So they use their art to challenge. You use lots of indirect ways to challenge authority. And I think one of the things that they do is they're very good at civil disobedience. For example, I talked about this in my the article I wrote for the 2023 Chinese New Year of the Rabbit. That's on my website. I talked about how in the last Rabbit Year, 2011, in the UK, we had the London riots, which were started because the police shot a black man, Mark Duggan, I believe his name was, and in protest, these riots took place where there was like mass looting of like stores. Started off in like North London, in a place called Tottenham, and then it's just sort of spread across the country. And that these riots where people are just smashing windows and taking things, and that, not that is civil disobedience, because it's not very civil. It's uncivil disobedience, but it gives you an example of the kind of chaotic, laissez-faire energy that comes in Rabbit Years. There's also a lot of natural disasters, especially autumn time. But the positive, I suppose those are, I don't know whether they're positive or negatives. The civil disobedience thing depends on where you land in terms of your beliefs. But there are lots of positives, however, which I'm going to focus on. Primarily being that you are allowed to be yourself. Being yourself is rewarded. Standing in your power, using your art to say how you feel. And just generally, it's a romantic year. It's also one of the 2 years of beauty, the dog year and the Rabbit Year. Those are the two signs that are connected to beauty. So it's one of those years where you want to make your surroundings beautiful. You want to like look after yourself, look after your health, make yourself more beautiful, and just do those things that really make your heart come alive. Now I've got 6 packs of tarot cards here. So this is the Starseed Tarot. This is the Witch's Tarot. I've used this quite a lot of times. You will, those of you who've seen my videos before will know that I've used this pack before. Got the traditional Rider-Waite deck. The Robin Wood pack. This lovely green energy, green cards. We have the Archangel pack, one of the Doreen Virtue packs. She does make beautiful cards. She really does, with the angels. And this is the pack which I use the most, which is the Druid pack. Hello. We are going to look at what is coming up for the dragon sign in 2023, Year of the Rabbit. This is being filmed on the 22nd of January, which is Chinese New Year of the Rabbit. It's a bit late in the day, so I'm beginning to feel a bit tired now. So do excuse me if I yawn or if I express my tiredness. All right, let's get started. I'm going to do a general reading first, then I'm going to do a health reading, or wealth reading, romance reading, and then I'm going to pull out 12 cards, one for each of the months in 2023. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Okay, general reading first. Okay, I think a lot of stuff is going to happen this year that might not make a lot of sense immediately. So it's going to be wise for people to remove the emotion and make decisions from their rational part of the mind. What I've observed with the readings I've already done now, I've done the rat, ox, tiger and rabbit already, is that a lot of the kings and queens of the airsuit, the swords, keep coming up, because I think we're gonna need our rationality this year for some reason, and they keep coming in prominent positions as they have done for you. So you're gonna need to be rational and objective for the majority of this year in order to make sense of the bizarre things that happen. I mean, we've had a good fair few years of that already, but as it looks like it's going to continue. Luckily, the dragon sign isn't one of the irrational signs. I suppose when you have the dragon isn't a particularly irrational sign. It's where a lot of the psychologists are from. I mean, even Freud was a dragon with Taurus. And in terms of the dragons that I know, a lot of them are quite psychologically astute. So I wouldn't worry about getting too emotionally reactive this year. I reckon you'll be able to be like the Queen of Swords, Queen of Michael here, and keep your objectivity when you're making your decisions. So in the recent past, this is the King of Ariel, the King of Pentacles. Recent past, things have been going okay. You've begun to sort of get a balance. You've worked on different aspects of your life. You've managed to get lots of different things working at the same time, and you're quite proud of what you've achieved, right? And rightly so. You've worked really hard. You've applied discipline, and you've achieved a lot. Now, influence is working in your favour. Is that the wheel turns? The wheel turns in your favour. The wheel of fortune turns in your favour, right? So new beginnings, end of delays, a change in direction that offers happiness. Yeah, so this is really positive as we start our foray into this rabbit year. Influence is working against you. Not everything worked out, because this card means no point in crying over spilt milk. There's 3 cups that have spilt, and then there's 2 that are still standing. It could be that there's sometimes a tendency towards focusing on the things that have gone wrong. So that's just something to say that when that happens, stay focused on the fact that your Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favour, and there's a lot of positive things that are on the way. Stay focused on the things that you want and what you believe are going to manifest in your future, and don't turn around to look at the past or have a negative perception of the past, because so many positive things have happened actually. It's just that desire for perfectionism sort of not that dragons are perfectionists. Some of them can be, depending on what your combination is. But generally speaking, they like things to be as they like them. And if they've worked really hard on something and it hasn't panned out the way they wanted, there's upset there, understandably. But don't focus on that. Short-term future now. We've got the Home and Hearth card. This card says on this card it says time for a celebration, abundant rewards for hard work, release yourself from burdensome situations. But what this card means is setting yourself up in your home life in a way that really suits you. Sometimes this is a couple that are making a home together, setting up a new home together, or it can be just rearranging that place so that it's more suitable for your needs and how you live your life. Slightly longer term future now, we've got the Queen of Gabrielle. Now I always associate this with dragon women anyway, because it's the Fire Queen. Now she's sociable, she's powerful, she's likeable, she's funny, everybody wants her around, she networks, she meets people who just want to help her improve her life and improve her situation. And I think that the second part of this year you're going to be very sociable, much more sociable than you have been over the last few years, and you're going to get to reconnect with those people that you really love, and new people as well, that are going to prop up your self-esteem. Not that you need it, but they'll prop up your self-esteem because they love you so much. And it will be really nice for you to remember that, because I feel like there has been a period of time where you've just sort of removed yourself from social environments, and you could do with the reminder that you're so loved and welcomed everywhere you go. All right, so this is a really, really good start. Let's look at areas of health, wealth, and romance, and then we'll pull out 12 cards, one for each of the months of 2023. Okay. Okay. So the overall outcome card here we have is a sense of being restricted. So remember, this is about health, okay? A sense that you're controlled and that you're stuck, but you're not. It's an illusion that you feel that way. It's what am I saying? An illusion that you feel that way. Does that make sense? It's an illusion. You feel like you're stuck when you're not. But on the surface, if you just look at the facts that are in front of you, you may feel that way. But there are other things that you haven't seen yet. The other cards, these two cards jumped out. And in terms of your health, this would suggest that you have a tendency to over worry about these things, when actually there's not so much to worry about, which is completely backed up by this card. And there's also the Ten of Pentacles, meaning that everything's actually working out for you. And that you if you just don't worry about it, things will sort themselves out. I understand if you've actually got a situation where you need to do something about it. Take that action with the belief that things are going to work out, and there's a far greater chance that they will work out. If you take the actions with a negative perception, you'll just cause stress to yourself, and as you cause stress, the chemical hormones that you send for your body can potentially cause even more illness for you. So it's definitely worth just relaxing and just watching like positive TV shows or like comedy stuff, things that make you laugh, so that your vibration stays high, and that really will help you heal if you have any health ailments. Alright, so in the recent past, we've got this card of like things working out for you, because she's the independent woman with all the financial aid that she needs, and she gets to enjoy herself doing things that she likes doing. In this instance, she's riding a horse. In the other pack, she's doing falconry. But these are expensive things, so you have to be able to have the money in order to do them, which she does. So that's really positive. Okay, and that's in the recent past, and that's brought us to where we are now. In terms of health, what that would mean is that you've I'm getting frustrated with myself. I don't have access to my vocabulary today. Basically, you have the resources to look after yourself properly should you need to, and I don't think you particularly needed to, but you're safe in that knowledge that if you do need to, you have like access to like the NHS, or you have access to some sort of policy, or you have the resources to basically sort yourself out should you need to. Now, influence is working in your favor. You can have the attitude of a child. You look after yourself. Maybe you have the body age of a person who's much younger than you, because you look after your health, you exercise. You have a biological age of someone who's 20 years younger, which I know some of my dragon friends that actually do. Influence is working against you in terms of your health. Now these are options. I think there's so many options available to you if there is an issue. Which option do I choose? But I mean, it's not a bad difficulty. It's not a bad thing to have, right? Because everybody wants options, but you may have so many options. You're like, okay, well, I know this works. I know this works. I know this works. Which road will I take if I get sick? There's no real downside. Short-term future, we've got the Ace of Raphael, which would suggest that all is good. You're healthy. New emotional beginning, and a King of Ariel means that you're working on yourself to improve your situation. I think that those dragon people that I know who've gotten stuck in a rut, I think Rabbit Year will be the thing to shake them up, to make sure that things start moving again. I do have a friend that I was thinking of that basically has removed herself from the social environment, and it could really do her some good to get back into it. It looks like Rabbit Year will be the year. I'm very happy about that. Cool. All right, let's move on to wealth, health, wealth. Do forgive me, I'm a bit slow today. Okay. So it looks like you may put some plans into motion last year, which are positive, but they are long-term plans. And I think that this year it looks like it's just going to be like you just have to pass it over, and know that the things that you've set up are long-term and going to take a long-term approach. So you can't expect money returns in this year. Excuse me. And the returns that you do get this year are going to be small, because the overall outcome card is the Page of Gabriel. It's a page. It's not a knight. It's not a queen. It's not a king. It's a page. So we're in early stages of the returns that you'll always get. Short-term future now, not short-term future, I keep on saying that. Influence is working in your favour, because you're looking after your health, you're looking after your assets, you're looking after your resources very, very well, but you are taking a long-term approach, so you're not taking any big risks or anything like that, which is wise at this time. Influence is working against you. You may be being a bit too rational with it, and being a bit possibly too safe, because we are in a very precarious economic situation, and you don't want to be taking big risks. But you can take maybe minor risks, possibly, to get a slightly larger return, but it's down to you. And of course, I'm not giving financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Short-term future, you have to look at your options again. Can you imagine when you're the difficult things in your reading is that you have too many options? It's not a bad thing. So yeah, you have options, and then slightly longer term future, you're going to make good business decisions, but you've taken on more than you can handle, which again is very dragon, right? They do the job of 3 people, 1 dragon. And the overall outcome card is the Page of Gabriel. So small improvements in your financial situation, but nothing major. All right, but it does look like that this thing that you set up in the recent past, towards the second part of this year, you're going to make some more changes, positive changes and improvements to the plan. But also at that time, you've taken on more than you can handle, so maybe you'll ask for help if you need it. Right, let's move on to romance now. Mostly the romance readings are for people who are unattached, so for dragons who are not already partnered up, but it might make sense to those who are partnered up as well. Let's have a look. So in the recent past, there may have been a desire for marriage or desire for real connection, or maybe some dragons have been married before, and that's gotten in the way of their thinking when it comes to relationships because they still haven't recovered from what happened to them there. I was thinking of one dragon friend in particular, actually, that this makes sense about her. Short-term future now, not short-term future, I keep on saying it, sorry, apologies. Influence is working in your favour. We've got the Fool card, the leap of faith. This card also means take a risk, the risk will pay off. Believe in yourself, listen to your heart and do what gives you joy. So it's an adventure, have an adventure, go out there and start something that's exciting for yourself. Influence is working against you. Your desire right now might be not to be in a social environment, but to be by yourself and just withdraw into yourself. This is the Hermit card. In this pack, it means it says Epiphany. So joy through spiritual growth, be a light to others, answers that come from meditation. Meditation that you do when you've removed yourself from social environments. So it could be difficult for you to meet somebody if you are in that hermit mode. So, and that's not a bad thing that you are in hermit mode. It just means that you're going to have to chop and change and be able to sort of shift from that mode to another mode. In short-term future now, we've got the Three of Michael, which is with a heavy heart you must carry on. So I think that just means that with all the emotional hurts that you've had in your past, if you are looking to open up to somebody new, you have to sort of deal with that and not let it hold you back. If you have those hurts and those pains, fine, they're there. Move forward anyway. Keep going. With the 3, there's always forward motion. So hopefully this will be the year where you're able to do that. The other thing you're going to do is you're going to find joy whether you're with somebody or not. And this is it's also really positive, because as you do that, you reveal who you truly are, and people see you shining as your true self. And that's very attractive. So as you do those two things, I think you're going to open yourself up to potential partners out there. And I think the overall outcome card being 2 of Gabrielle, this also, like this card, would suggest an adventure. The globe is your oyster. The world is your oyster. So it could be that, some dragon people could meet somebody on a trip, because the travel thing is there. But it could mean the early stages of a developing relationship as well, this card. So it's really positive. It's positive. I feel like something could happen relationship-wise for dragon people, but I think it's going to be in the early stages. There's nothing that's going to move too quickly, too soon as well. I think it's important to take relationships slow. Those that go too fast don't last that easy. Like, they don't often last. If you build the foundation that's made of quicksand, or made of sand just generally, then, it breaks. Whereas if you take time to build something properly, it's a far greater chance that it will last. Alright, let's have a look at what your year is going to be like. I'm going to pull 12 cards, one for each of the months of 2023. Together. Okay. Alright, so in January we have the Friendship That Turns Into Love card, which would suggest connecting deeply to those people that you really love. Reaching out to people who you haven't seen in a while. Or if you are single, maybe it can literally mean you meet somebody new and something develops out of that. So that's very positive. February, we've got the Speed card. Somebody who's a bit impetuous, impulsive, takes action without really thinking it through. This is one of the 4 narcissist cards. This is the Psychopath. So if you do find that you're in and around people who are a bit too aggressive, then maybe you want to take a step backwards. and just protect yourself if you need to. That's February. March, we've got the Ace of Michael, Ace of Swords. So this is, no matter what you put in my way, no matter what obstacle you put in my way, I will barge through it. I will find a way around it. I will find my way to the success, to my success, no matter what you do. So that's March. April, we've got the Happy Family card. It's love and blessings fill your life. So this is really positive, really positive. There's no downside to the Ten of Raphael, Ten of Cups card. May, we've got the Chariot card. So this could mean a new job, a promotion. It could mean some sort of changes. Maybe the workplace that you work for, maybe it changes location or sends you to a new location. Maybe you change job. Maybe you relocate. Maybe you change house. But this would suggest some sort of changes. Maybe you buy a new car or change your car, also with the Chariot. Determination, self-control, career advancement, acknowledgement of success by others. That's what it says on the card. Now, this is one of the best cards in the pack. This is the Sun card. This is in June. So it could mean that you're in a warm place, or it can just mean that you get put on a pedestal and the world recognises your wonderfulness, which is, you know. Also, let's not forget, the dragon is the sun child, especially dragon with Leo in particular, but, you know, it's ruled by the sun. So June will be amazing. June will be probably the highlight of the year for you, potentially. July, we have the Nine of Ariel. You're just living on your own terms, living in the way that you want to, and having all the resources to back you up to live a life of luxury. August, we've got the Three of Raphael. Now this is a celebration, a party, success in the arts, going out partying and just having a good time with the friends that you really love. So this is August time. September, we've got the Eight of Raphael. Now this is this Eight of Cups basically. So this would suggest that you're leaving a bad situation. Maybe some of you who may have difficult relationship may end up leaving, or the other person leaves. But basically it can be some sort of it doesn't have to be necessarily a relationship. Maybe you leave a bad job, or you leave something behind that was necessary because the power was unfairly allocated. There was a power imbalance and you've had enough of it. So it's time to end that. October, we've got the Nine of Michael. Again, overthinking. So I suppose coming on the heels of that makes sense. Worrying, overthinking, inability to sleep. This card says your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. Right. It's pretty self-explanatory though, that one. November, we've got the Five of Gabrielle and we've got the Six of Ariel. So this is really positive in that it's the card of charity, community, giving back to people, or but also being financially in a good position. And this is competition with other people, but competition in the way that something's not quite right, and you're playfully sort of saying, you're making your point in a playful way or in a indirect way. Everybody kind of senses that there's some tension there, but nobody's overtly saying it. So it's a strange environment, but also there's this card of community, giving back, and also financial enough finances to cover you. So that's positive. And the last card here in December is the card of feeling restricted, even though you can be free if you make a courageous decision, because the restriction isn't real, it's just perceived. This is December. All right, okay, so that's that for you, Dragon, for 2023. I wanted to say this is a general reading for dragons, but if you want a one-to-one reading with me, you can email me at zakariyaadeel@gmail.com, or you can WhatsApp me on this number right here. Also, if you want to know more about your individual charts, if you want to know about all of the charts, this is my first book, Secrets of the Combined Astrology, and you can get this on Amazon. This is all 144 charts. If you just want your individual chart, this is my one. I'm Sheep Aquarius. There's Ed Sheeran on the cover of this one. You can get yours from Amazon for £6.99 or $8.74, and it will be delivered directly to you wherever you are. And I hope you do get your charts, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye. Happy New Year.